Hear me and hear me clearly. This is the only way to survive in the workplace in 2026. This is the only way as a masculine man to survive in the workplace in 2026. If you have a job, if you have a career, and you taking care of bills, you taking care of responsibilities, right? Your kids are good if you have some. Your wife is good if you have one. Your girl is good, right? You handling business, you making ends meet, right? You just trying to get to your money and you just trying to go home. However, it's not as simple. However, give yourself a pat on the back. You have a job, you have a career, good job, kudos. Because that's nothing, especially today's day and age, that's nothing to be taken lightly, right? Kudos to you. Give yourself a pat on the back because you have a job. Now, how do you survive in a workplace? As personalities become more deficient, as personality traits become more negative, right? We already know a lot of people are sick, especially in America. We already know a lot of men are weak and feminine. We already know a lot of drama and chaos exists amongst us. But how do you rise above? How do you survive in 2026 as things become worse, right? You want to keep your job. You want to stay afloat. Number one, right? Shut up. Just shut up, right? And this is a double-edged sword, but just shut up. Don't say a word. Stop walking into the workplace telling all of your business. Stop telling folks everything. They shouldn't know everything about you. Yeah, some things are granted, right? Yeah, you got kids or a wife and blase, like certain surface level things, right? Normie things. People shouldn't know what you do on the weekends. People shouldn't know about your side hustles. People shouldn't know that you got a YouTube channel. People shouldn't know the most intimate things about you. Right? If you're a playboy and you got some hoes, they shouldn't know this. They shouldn't know about your travel itinerary. They shouldn't know about any of this. They shouldn't know your zodiac sign. They shouldn't know what kind of cologne you like to put on. They shouldn't know what spots you like to go to, what drinks you like to drink. Keep that shit to yourself, buddy. Because you gotta think, you gotta walk into the workplace as if it's a minefield, because it is. A lot of people don't want to think as the workplace as a minefield, but in today's day and age, it truly is. It truly is. It's a game of cat and mouse. It is a game of politics. And you don't want to get caught on the wrong side because people are waiting on you to say certain things so they can use it against you. People are not listening to listen to you. And don't get me wrong, yeah, you will come across some genuine people, few, far, and in between. You will come across some genuine people, but even if they are genuine, can't trust them. Can't trust anybody. That's just how the workplace is designed. Divide and conquer. It is not intended for you to trust people. It is not intended on you to be buddy-buddy. If you don't have friends, so be it. Continue moving with no friends. Because those same people that you're trying to call friends at the workplace will be the same people communicating some bullshit to God knows who. So keep your mouth shut. Stop telling your business. Don't tell the chicks anything. Listen, if you come across a chick who's DTF, then just complete the DTF mission and then move on about your business. But I don't even recommend that because that can go sideways as well. So listen, you got to stay in your own bubble. Just do the job and go home. That is it. Number two, that's leading into number two. Just do the job and go home. That is how you survive. That is how you survive. Just do the job and go home. Stop getting emotional about things. If it's not something that's threatening your liberty, threatening your job, or threatening your health, just do the job and go home. Right? Nobody is there to be your friend. Stop thinking everybody's supposed to be your friend. Stop talking to everybody. Stop thinking that everybody means you good, because most don't. Trust me. Trust me. And then millions of other people have documented this, right? Many of the people who are way older than me has documented this, so you can go watch other videos on this as well. Nobody means you well. Everybody's trying to get a leg up. Do the job and go home. Do the job to the best of your ability. Communicate with whoever you need to communicate with, managers, supervisors, and then just keep it professional. Keep it the way that it's supposed to be. Professional about the job, and that's it. That's it. As long as you doing what people are asking you to do, then just keep it like that. Number 3, mind your goddamn business. Mind your business. Listen, I don't want to hear people's stories. I don't want to hear people's discrepancies. I don't want to hear people's what manager they don't like. I don't want to hear who's fucking who. I don't want to hear it. I'd rather mind my business. I don't want to know what you know. I want to stay in my bubble. I want to exist in my bubble. I don't want to know who's doing what, because that's how I get subpoenaed. That's how you get subpoenaed into shit. See, when people start telling you business, when people start mumbling stuff to you, that's how you get sucked into stuff. That's how, he's friends with what's the name? I seen them talking about so and so. Or if you in a lunchroom and somebody just start babbling, you never know who's listening. And people don't care about 1 + 1 = 2. People don't care about, logic and reasoning. They don't care. If they see you and somebody explaining something to you, they're gonna see it as, he's friends with that person. They must be cool if he's telling him this kind of information, right? They back there eavesdropping. Yeah, Tim and Jim was talking about you, Brittany. Yeah, he was over there talking about somehow your breath stink, right? And you keep coming around him and talking, and your attitude is horrible. Yeah, I heard them. They were right there in the lunchroom. Yep, Tim and Jim. Meanwhile, you over there just trying to eat your salad. And this ninja coming over here talking to you about God knows what. You weren't trying to hear it. You just so happened to be in the wrong place at the wrong time, right? Watch carefully who you're talking to or who's talking to you. Listen, it's okay to walk away. It's okay to tell somebody, hey, I don't want to hear it. Like, me and you cool and all that. But, I want to stay out of the drama. I don't want to, be here talking about somebody, blase, blase, blah. I would highly appreciate it if you not come to me and talk about so-and-so and so-and-so. Listen, I just want to do my job and I just want to go home. Boom, boom, boom. Right? Number four. This was important as well. And here are these key words right here. If you've ever been hired at a company, right, and they tell you this phrase right here, we're family around here. Listen, your antennas should go all the way up. They should go all the way up. Your radar should be going off. Yeah, you. Red flag on the play. When you hear that, you should already know what's going on. Hopefully you know, because many people fall for it every single time. Yeah, I just got hired and they made me feel so good and comfortable. They said they're like family around here, and I believe them, right? They were all walking around smiling and cheery, hip, hip-yo, chip, hip-yo, cheerio, whatever the phrase is. They're walking around and all happy and go lucky, and yeah, that's until you get into that bitch. That's until you get in there, and then you discover who hates who, right? All the smiles fade away. Then they start treating you some kind of way. Then you see who's the narcissist. Then you start dealing with no good managers, no good supervisors. Yeah, that's how it goes. When they say, it's like we're like a family around, no, they mean the opposite. They just trying to swindle you in that bitch and let your guard down. That's all it was. They just wanted you to let your guard down. They knew they weren't like no family. Well, a chaotic family, an erratic family, a toxic family. That's probably what they meant. They didn't mean anything else by it. And they wanted your guard to be down so they can, boom, hit you upside the head so you wouldn't see it coming. Right? Number 5, don't submit. Just stay away from everybody. Listen, the workplace is not for masculine men. I've said this before and I said it again. The workplace, corporate America, is not for masculine men, especially masculine black men. It's not made for you. The corporations in America operate on a feminine metric. They don't operate in its masculine, not even blue collar. Not even blue collar. All that shit is done. All that shit is donezo. Right? If anything, you'll find a bunch of fake masculine men. You'll find people who are in power positions, leader positions, and they just go on power trips. They're not real leaders. They're not real, generals. They're not real. They just were put into a position, thrown into a position, right? And that is that. The intent was for them never to lead. The intent was for them just to follow numbers. That is it. That's all they were hired for. You got to realize they don't want you. They don't want you fighting the system. As a matter of fact, they oppose masculine men. Men oppose masculine men. They don't want men around who will challenge the status quo. They don't want men around who's going to challenge the system. No, we need slaves. That's what we need. That's what we want. We don't want you walking around here challenging shit. We don't want you walking around here telling it how it is. We don't want you walking around here calling out the confusion, calling out the idiocy. We don't want you walking around here calling this shit out. No. We're fine with how it is. All right? We're fine with how it is. So masculine men, you're going to be shunned, right? They're going to try to ostracize you to submission. They're going to try to beat you into submission. They're going to try everything up under the sun to get you to be like one of them. This falls back into the matrix every single time. Right? The virus, the guys who were chasing Neo, they were chasing Neo because they wanted him to be like them. They didn't want him flying around and challenging the status quo. They didn't want him waking up people. They didn't want him doing that. So they wanted to turn him into a virus just like them. So masculine men, you really don't belong in the workforce. But I get it, you gotta work, you gotta provide if you have families. So, it's understandable. But the workplace, the 9 to 5, is not for masculine men. It is for feminine men. It is for men who need to operate under a corporate style umbrella. Masculine men are usually the men who can come up with their own businesses, come up with ideas, right? Lead their own organizations, no matter how hard it may be. No matter how hard it may be, how challenging it may be, that is what you're destined for as a masculine man. That's what you're destined for. To start your own shit, not to operate under false leadership, not to operate in confusion, not to operate in dishonesty, not to operate in disloyalty, because that's how the corporate style umbrella operates, in chaos. And everybody around you is operating under the feminine, right? And the men and the masculine men who do exist that you may not notice, they're doing what I just told you to do. They're shutting up. They're not saying a thing. They're not trying to save a goddamn thing. They're not trying to let you know how it actually is. They're not trying to let nobody know how it actually is. They're doing their job and go home. They're not going to any kind of workplace parties. They're not trying to hang out at the bars with people. They're not trying to do any of that. They're minding their business and staying afloat until they get to where they need to be, or they're just doing the work until they retire. That's just how it is. That's how you survive in 2026 in a workplace. You can either stay up under that umbrella. It's going to be hard. It's going to be hard. And I'm telling you this from experience. Or you can go your own way. But we already know going your own way is hard, it's challenging, but it's rewarding. So you choose what you want to do. But that is how you survive. And that is an after pill. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Sign up for the Escape Blueprint, right? PFP is the way that you should live. Purpose, freedom, power. The after pill is the ideology. And the Escape Blueprint is the framework. Come over there to the Patreon. Sign up for the Patreon. Support the channel. Support the Patreon. Become a YouTube member. And I will see you in the next one. Peace. I built a life. I built a family. I worked my hands raw to get here. And I'm not done. This is the Escape Blueprint. PFP Life. A way out of the grind and into control. You'll learn how I stack cash, build systems, and reclaim time so you can live on your own terms. You will watch me maneuver and grind towards the life that I achieve for myself, and you can also do the same. Join the circle, join the Patreon, learn the steps, and protect your freedom. The Escape Blueprint, PFP Life.